How to prove that we are in the last days, the last of the last days. Genesis chapter 6, verse 3, the Bible says this. And the Lord said, My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. So what was God saying there? Because man lived past 120 years before the flood and past 120 years after the flood. That is referring to jubilees, as you can see here on the board. A jubilee is 50 years. He was saying 120 jubilees. That is 6,000 years. There would be 6,000 years from the fall of Adam to the return of Jesus Christ. Because you remember, God said in that verse that his spirit shall not always strive or contend with man, for his years shall be 120. God's spirit started striving with man or contending with man at the fall of Adam, not before that. Adam fell, I believe, at 30 years old, hence Agenda 2030. So that is one way to know that we are approaching the end. The second way that you can prove that we are at the last days or in the last days is by the 6 days of creation. There were 6 days of creation. On the seventh day, God rested. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 8 says that a day is as 1,000 years with the Lord, and 1,000 years is as a day with the Lord. So we see that 6 days that God created everything, turn it into 6,000 years, because a day is as 1,000 years with the Lord. So you see 6,000 years of that contending with man's spirit. Now 6 is the number of man, keep that in mind. And on the seventh day, God rested. That is symbolic of the 1,000-year millennium reign of Christ, the 7,000th year. But to even take that one step further, if you turn 6 days into 6,000 years, and then you say, well, how many hours are in a day? Well, there's 24 hours in a day. So instead of timesing or multiplying 6 days times 24 hours, multiply 6,000 years times 24 hours, you get the magical number of 144,000. And if you're a Bible studier, you know what that number is. Revelation chapter 7. There are 144,000 Israelites sealed in their forehead with the seal of God at the end. God declares the end from the beginning. Isaiah 46:10. God is the end and the beginning. See that? So that is unbelievable right there, isn't that? That shows you 100% that what I'm showing you right here is correct.